Hey, Pixel Enemy Revive, what's going on? My name is Kulprit, and today I'm going to bring you a little Rush on Operation Metro. Now, truth is, this is probably the first Rush round I've played on Metro in a long time. Like many of you guys, where I was burnt out on Rush Metro at launch, and then just as the new DLCs came, I played a ton of Rush on Aftermath, and now quite a bit on Endgame. I don't enjoy it as much as Aftermath, but, you know, I tend to go with the new maps. But last night I actually played a pretty interesting lobby. I played with a whole bunch of different YouTubers, and it kind of made the lobby really tough. A bit of a try-hard lobby because there was a lot of Twitter bragging rights going on. And that kind of gets me to my point that I want to talk about towards the end of the video. But first, what I want to talk about is a little bit, I want to answer my buddy Kulprit008's question that he posted yesterday about what keeps you coming back. Because, you know, again, Rush on Metro, it kind of brings it all the way in full circle. And there's two main things that make me come back and play this game time and time again. Basically, the first thing is getting better, challenging myself. You know, I'm going to talk about bad habits and playing pub servers and how that can get you into bad habits that could really hold your game back. And every now and then, it's fun to get into matches like these, which, you know, maybe for some of you guys that play competitive, that's the same reason for you. When I get in a lobby like this that are full of studs, that there's really no slouch player on any side, it's really, it kind of really, sharpens your game up. It kind of takes a lot of those bad habits out. You have to focus, you have to, you know, play smart, play slower a little bit, and it's good to kind of, you know, zero your game again and kind of realize that, man, I've gotten kind of sloppy, I've gotten kind of lazy because I can get away with certain things when I'm just pub stomping a little bit. And the other big thing for me, and again, that kind of correlates to this video, as well as, you know, Revive at large, meeting new people. That to me is probably, you know, between Battlefield 3 and the correlation with YouTube, I gotta say that the quest and the happening upon new people, just really cool people that like to play as I do, that think about games like I do, and just have the same similar attitudes as I do, just like Kulprit008, who's become a pretty good buddy of mine through YouTube, and a lot of these guys in this match here that, again, through Twitter and doing YouTube things, as well as, you know, just commenting on each other's videos, I've met a lot of incredible people, and that's one of the things that drives me to, you know, approach Rumpo and see if I could post over here, because I recognize that Revive was one of the, you know, one of the better forums where I hadn't kind of exposed myself to, in hopes of kind of getting to know some of you guys. Maybe some of you guys will come over and comment on my videos and, you know, Twitter and things like that. And hey, man, we're always looking for good squad mates to play with and things like that, aren't we? So that to me is always fun. And especially right now as I'm looking towards Battlefield 4, I'm very excited because when I started Battlefield 3, I knew nobody. I had my cousin and two real-life buddies. We were a squad of 4 at launch. I played on the Xbox. We played all the time together, and that was great for a month, maybe 2 months. But they started to burn out. They didn't have the legs for the game like I did. So I quickly found myself alone, and as we all know, this game is not as fun when you're playing by yourself. And then I moved to PC, and I literally knew nobody. So now the idea of starting on a new game, a new Battlefield game, with this great group of friends I have around me now that I've met through YouTube, I've met through Battlefield 3, I've met through community sites like Revive, I'm really excited. I can't wait to get there. But basically, today what I want to talk about is, you know, it's a thing I kind of fight all the time, and that's bad habits. And I play a lot of TDM. I play a lot of, you know, Rush. I don't play that much Conquest. I'm not much of a vehicle guy, actually. And I do tend to play kind of solo a lot. I play really weird hours. You know, I might play an hour in the morning and then 2 hours in the afternoon, and then maybe at midnight. So it's hard for me to kind of link up with guys a lot of times. But when I do, I really relish it because it's literally like playing a different game. But when you play a lot of these pub servers by yourself, you almost develop this lone wolf play style, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what tends to happen for me is I can get away with a lot of things on your average, you know, public server. You know, you can run and you can take chances and you can, you know, even run around corners sometimes, and you don't even realize you're doing it, but you don't get punished for doing it. So next thing you know, you're doing it more and more often. And then I get into a lobby like this with a lot of, you know, B+ players and things like that, and guys that know the game. They know the fundamentals. They know what to do, what not to do. They know what to look for. They know exactly where the traffic is going to be coming before it comes. And now, if you're running around a corner, you're dead. You're dead. And one of my Achilles heels, I mean, as you guys, obviously, I'm sure you've picked up by now, my accuracy. My accuracy is not very good. For those of you guys who don't know, when I first started on PC about a year ago, I hadn't played PC in a long time. I'm naturally a left-handed person. So, you know, as you're looking through equipment and things like this, I mean, there's so many awesome mice out there right now. for right-handed players, but there's really none of that for left-handed player. Best you can get for a left-handed player is like an ambidextrous mouse, pretty much. That may have changed in the last year, obviously. But I knew I wanted thumb buttons and these things, so I just said screw it. You know, I'm going to be rusty, I'm going to be terrible anyway, so I'm just going to retrain myself. So I've been playing with the mouse in my right hand for a year now, and I'm pleased with the progress, but you guys will easily be able to tell I still struggle very much at medium and long range with my accuracy. It's downright terrible sometimes, especially if I haven't played that much. So I'm always working on that. That's something I'm always challenging myself. And because of that kind of deficiency, I play the game a little differently. I play it as a rusher. I try to close that distance in a lot, which on public servers is okay. I can get away with that. I can outthink guys. I can outplay guys. I can, you know, quick flanks, long flanks, whatever it may be. But once you start running into some guys, which I warrant that quite a few of you here, or if you're sitting here watching Battlefield 3 videos, you tend to think about the game pretty intelligently and play it pretty smartly. If I run into, you know, there's usually a couple of those per server, I can get into some trouble. And, you know, I can always hold my own, but you tend to get reminded that that's a bad idea. When you get on a server full of them, it's kind of, it's eye-opening, but that in a good way. You're just like, okay, I got to cut that out. And if you're able to do that, you're better off. This game, as you see, just like just about any match on Operation Metro, it's kind of a ebb and flow back and forth, basically. We fight tooth and nail on one MCOM stations, and then we roll the next one. So the first one we had a little bit of difficulty with. The second one we rolled pretty quickly. This one we actually get really, really low. I didn't actually catch exactly how low, but this one was close. I mean, I know in the chat they were telling people not to spawn, which is always dicey, because I think we were down to no tickets. I have to rewatch to confirm. But yeah, it was real close. And then, but what happened is, once we got this one, we kind of broke their backs, and they never really formalized a really good defense, and we just rolled from there on out and took the last MCOMs pretty easily. But, you know, I tend to, you know, having not played it in a long time, I actually enjoyed this round on Rush. It was, like I said, it's fun to play it without anybody being a tard. It's fun to play it without just rocket spam everywhere. It's fun to play it, you know, heads up, toe-to-toe, gunplay on gunplay, and that's what Metro should be about. It's, you know, obviously it has no vehicles, has no air, you know, anything like that. Sniping it's okay, but it's not very, you know, rampant because of the shorter sight lines. It's really get your gun on the guy, take him down, have faster reflexes, and just kind of move smartly. And that's really the part of Battlefield 3 that I tend to appreciate the most. The basic point of my video here, guys, is to make sure you're challenging yourself routinely. Don't just get into kind of, I don't want to say the rut, but the routine of playing, you know, in public servers, the same game mode, maybe even on the same server. Maybe they're hosted by a clan or something like that. Switch it up, play on different servers. Don't always, you know, if you find yourself on the winning team, switch over. It's good for your game long term. You're going to find that you're going to be much improved. It's, you know, you learn a lot more, I feel, by being on the losing side and fighting as hard as you can and basically fighting against superior opponents than you do being on the winning team. Granted, it's a lot more fun that way when, you know, good teamwork and you have backup and things like that, but you know, you got to decide, you know, are you playing for fun that day or are you playing to get better? And that's what it comes down to for me. Typically, I'm playing to get better. Again, especially as now I'm looking forward to Battlefield 4. I need to really work on quite a bit of my game. I feel I'm always pretty, you know, hard on my game, and I'm always looking to improve it. But then every now and then it's just, okay, let's go. I just want to play for some fun. And that doesn't mean trolling or anything. It just means I want to be on the, you know, in a pretty good squad with some guys that are going to actually revive and drop ammo. And you'll see here some guys using smoke. It's so much fun when you have a really good, coordinated, calmed-up team, which, ironically, I wasn't in this session. I just kind of joined on a couple buddies, and I was basically solo. I mean, in this squad, I don't think there was anybody I knew necessarily, but it was still a lot of fun to, you know, I mean, I had my tags taken a couple times, but it was always pretty much by a familiar face, which is pretty cool. It's a little embarrassing. Like I said, a lot of Twitter bragging rights, so I'm going to have to return that favor, but like I said, step out of your comfort zone, guys. Push yourself, challenge yourself. You'll find your game really might take that next jump if you've hit a plateau. I know mine does every now and then as I tend to play more and more. But yeah, to wrap it up, I mean, to answer my buddy Cloud2's question, the reason I continue to, you know, come back to Battlefield 3 and play it so much is literally because, you know, A, the people I have met, B, meeting new people, and C, being able to continually challenge myself. I played this game, I've got about, I don't know, 200 hours on PC, another 100 and something on Xbox, another, you know, couple dozen on PS3. I continue to find new ways to challenge myself. He talked about how he finds new things and new surprises that too. But for me, it's literally trying to improve, trying to get better every time I play, and trying to take away just a little bit something that might improve my overall game. Once again, guys, like always, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thanks to Revive for letting me upload over here. And if you're interested and might want to check out a couple more of my videos, make sure to head over to my channel. I think you might like what you find over there. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.